Welcome back, dear parents. Welcome all of you once again to our probably the second or the third video in your onboarding journey. Welcome back, dear parents. I'm sure that all of you are ready with your journal or a diary or some kind of a good hardbound, leather-bound notepad in which you're going to document every process, every stage of your learning through this program or even otherwise. I'm sure that I'm hope that all of you have understood the concept really right. This is the journey which is going to make you very proud. Maybe after a couple of years down the line, you'd be thanking yourself for taking this decision and join a part of a big community wherein you're learning from other parents and you're learning many things, you're implementing it, and you have a stage by stage implementation of early child development. Welcome once again, dear parents. Welcome all of you to our version 3.4 journey and 2020 parenting framework. I'm sure that all of you are ready with your notepad. Not exactly the notepad, but this time I want you to be ready with a journal, a hardbound, leather-bound diary, or a journal. Preferably a diary, because the advantage what you have is every date is there one after the other. And our expectation from you is to spend every day at least about 20 to 30 minutes of learning and probably bringing in them to a plan of action through your activities that has to be done simultaneously. So even if there are a couple of days which you're going to miss out, so if it is a diary, always you'll be able to reflect on to yourself. Maybe you can see it yourself. Maybe there's a little bit of lack of dedication and stuff like that. So on that note, whatever it is, this is something what you're going to relish after a very long period of time, because you're going to be documenting each and every learning what you're going to make through and every implementation what you'll be bringing into your child. And maybe after a couple of years down the line, you're going to be, this will be rekindling your memory. So on that note, let me share my screen and I'm going to take you through this particular video. What I'm creating is only to make you all understand how probably you're going to go through learning through our portal. I'm sure that you're able to see my presentation here. So this is a version 3.0. Before I start any further, let me tell you what is this 3.4 all about. This is the third version, obviously, which means that already we have had the first version, the second version, and this is the third version of our entire learning portal, what we are launching. The first version, like most of you are aware, that we started our journey almost about 14 years back. I think it was in 2009, and it was limited to only Bangalore. That's where I'm from, basically. And we used to be doing a lot of offline sessions. We had 4 different centers in Bangalore: Bangalore North, Bangalore South, Bangalore East, and Bangalore West. And we used to be inviting parents who are residing in close by areas, booking our halls and going there, taking our trainers, taking our projectors and doing the live sessions. And whoever missed it, they missed it. And obviously there is no way that we can give them back the recording and stuff like that. And over a period of time, and this program started spreading all around the world through word of mouth, because of a lot of satisfied parents who were coming out of this program. And we had a lot of inquiries from other states as well. That's the time when we decided we need to probably, initially we managed it for a very long period without going online. But I think it was in 2016, as the first time we launched it online. So because we had a lot of parents from other places, and we used to record everything, whatever the sessions we were doing it otherwise, and probably uploading them into Facebook group or YouTube and sharing the link with them. That's how we started. And ever since we have gone online, we've had a tremendous growth, and especially with the onset of pandemic, lockdown and stuff like that, our program has gone exponentially. Our program has grown all over the world. And on an average, we have more than 150, 200 parents joining our program on a regular basis. So that is what is the 3.0. Here, what the only difference between third version and the second version is, in this point of time, I have so much of content which I can share it with you people. I also have the luxury of sharing the content with the age relevance. So it is not going to be like everything I'm going to put it into my learning community and give it to you. I want to limit it to age-wise, because I want to be giving you the crisp and sharp learning. It is not going to be like you consume the training videos, which goes beyond even 2-3 hours. And that also is available, but I've also created a separate bundle wherein you can learn at the finger of your tips. Every question or every challenge what you have, It is somewhere or the other, it is hidden inside our portal. But my intention of making this video is to give you a path. Okay, you have the liberty, you have the rights of going in whatever the direction you want, because you're already into a world of information. You are in the ocean of information in parenting. But it's my duty. Probably I can take you through a particular path for you to get the 100% result. Okay. So I'm sure that all of you are ready with your journal. So the first thing what you're going to do now is write your emotional goal. Many of you would have probably come to this program after having attended a 5-day boot camp. Okay. Please go through the recordings once again, try to understand what is the purpose behind creating this emotional goal. I think that is part of my first day agenda. So write down your emotional goal. Before you do that, also have a small discussion with your spouse and bring him or her also along with the same wavelength, and try to involve all your family members if possible. Otherwise, you have to take your own decision and keep moving forward. That also can be done. So, right, come up with your emotional goal and try to link that emotional goal with a tangible action plan. You need to come out with your commitment, what you're willing to give it for your learning as well as implementing through our 2020 parenting program. And the second thing what I want to do now is write down top 5 burning issues or the challenges what you have in your mind. Probably those are the issues what you would have had earlier before you joined this program. And many issues probably you would have got an answer, or I strongly feel that still a proper, you need to explore on the proper answers and the insights. That obviously going to do it in the portal, but I want you to write down the top 5 burning issues or the challenges what you are facing right now. Okay. After you do this, then I'll come back again and tell you how you're going to be making use of it. And every day you're going to take a commitment that you're going to make this learning a never-ending process. It is. I don't want any one of you to sit for hours together going through all the videos in our portal. Don't do it that way. Be very sharp and clear, and stay committed with a lot of persistency and consistency, because that is ultimately something what is going to fetch you the results. It is not that once in a week you wake up and you spend the whole day for learning and implementing. You have to be doing it on a regular basis, and you have to do it non-stop. It takes only about 20 to 30 minutes, but it should not be like you will do it once in a while. So every day, keep learning. Whatever you're learning, make a note of it. It will not be more than a couple of lines. And whatever you learned previously or that particular day, you need to put some kind of an action plan. Otherwise, it will not help you. I hope all of you remember in the first day of the boot camp only I mentioned to you, knowledge is power. But in 2020 parenting, we believe applied knowledge is power. There is absolutely no point in keep overburdening with you a lot of knowledge and information and not doing anything about it. So we want to take action. So whatever you're learning, put it into writing. Whatever you want to implement, that also you would have probably implemented, that also has to go into writing. And I'm sure that you're going to relish it after many more years as well. So anyway, once again, congratulations for all of you to having taken this decision. And I'm going to be there in each step of your journey in learning process, as well as implement at least for minimum 1 year. I can commit to you that I'm going to be staying with your each step of your learning. So what is this content all about? Okay, I've given you under what context we came up with this version 3. This entire content what we have is totally focus oriented, and they're all age relevant. We are not going to be beating around the bush. We know what is the age of your child, and through that understanding only would have given you allotment of couple of packages, and you can always go through that packages, finish off your learning. And if you want to upgrade it further, if you want to renew it further, you can always do it maybe at the end of 1 year. And of course, we have a particular offer and stuff like that if you're going to make it along with your joining the program, which I'm going to probably give it to you in another video. But as far as this video is concerned, all that I can tell you is there's a focus content which is age relevant, and it is easily consumable, and they're very crisp and clear. Okay, because most of the sessions what we have done, what we'll be doing online, they all might run into about 1.5 to 2 hours. Okay, for those of you who have that patience, who wants to tell themselves, yes, I want to go little deep, I want to understand the concept, I want to understand I want to get into the right mindset, then I want to start with the action plan. We have those videos 1.5 to 2 hours. You can always go there and consume. That is my recommendation as well. But if any one of you feel that I have an issue on hand, I have a challenge, I need to get an answer for this before I move on further, I want to find out how I can probably get rid of these challenges. We also have 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, the maximum 10 to 15 minutes of video clippings wherein you can go and learn on your own. Okay. And obviously, when you're going through this process, everything is going to be action oriented and you're going to get the faster result as well. So what is the gold membership package? What we're talking about? Earlier in 2.0, we had only one gold membership. And as of now, we have 13 packages in gold membership because everything is age relevant. Okay. And the content also marginally varies from each package to another package. What we have done is we have started our gold membership from as early as 0 months and we have taken it up to 12 years. Okay. That is how much the content what we have. Okay. 0 to 6 months, we have an individual package. 7 to 12 months, we have a separate package. On the same context, 1.1 to 1.6 years, 1.7 to 2 years, 2.1 to 2.6, 2.7 to 3 years, 3.1 to 3.6, 3.7 to 4 years, 4.1 to 4.6, 4.7 to 5, 5.1 to 5.6, 5.7 to 6, and from 6.1 plus up to the age of 12 years. Like most of you remember, in the bootcamp itself, I had mentioned 0 to 6 years is a period during which you'll be able to mold your child the way you want to. Probably you'll be able to mold depending on the kind of atmosphere and the activities and the engagement and the stimulation. You will be in a position to mold your child between the age of 0 to 6. Between the age of 6 to 12 years, that is the time during which you can do the repairing work. So if any one of you have joined the program and if your child is more than 6 years of age, nothing to lose. Of course, you lost that opportunity of giving that mold, but right now you are in the position to do any kind of a repairing work if it is required. So the content, the module, everything is going to be the same, but you need to understand with the different age perspective. We'll be allotting you the package of 6 to 12 years. So the entire range of 6 to 12 years is put into one package and it will be given to you. Okay. And you will not be requiring the material. If those of you parents, I've already mentioned it to you, in case if your child is more than 5.5 years, the material aspect of the program is not required. And you can just go for the entire gold membership minus the material and the methodology. I'm sure that all of you are clear on this. Okay. So what is this exclusive gold membership all about? Okay. 2 gold packages with a considerable age bundles is going to be given to you. Supposing if your child is, let's say 2.1, 2.2 years, that is maybe around 26 months. So I'll be allocating you 2.1 to 2.6 package and 2.7 to 3 years package. So both the packages will be allocated to you. The content in both the packages might be almost the same, except for one additional course what we have added. I'm going to talk about what is that course in my next slide probably. So we're going to be giving you 2 consecutive packages with age relevant bundles, and there'll be around 10 to 11 courses which are worth around 80,000 rupees that I've already mentioned in the bootcamp itself. So depending on the age, there will be different courses, and 10 to 11 courses will be given to you depending on what is the age of your child. And specially designed stimulation kit along with the material and the methodology also is being provided with this. And if your child is more than 5.5 years, I don't think this material and the methodology will be required. And I recommend all such parents to, again, in case if any one of you have taken this program and if you have only one child who is more than 5.5 years, you can always get in touch with us. We're going to refund you that money back, that extra money what you have paid. And we would suggest that you stick on to only the gold package without the material and the methodology. And we're going to be meeting you on a regular basis. It's not going to be like some kind of a content I've given you, the recording stuff, because the reason why we have evolved over the years and keep changing our programs and trying to make it better and better as the years come by is only because we are there in touch with our audience in a regular mode. It is not like we're going to give you some online support. We're going to come live. I'll be coming live along with my trainers, counselors, and child development experts, educators, pediatricians, nutritionists, dietitians. I'll be bringing a lot of people in the future, what we'll be seeing. And every week, minimum, my commitment is that we want to meet at least for once. Sometimes we might even be meeting twice, but my commitment to you is every day, every week, we're going to meet once. And we have something called as the weekly mastermind support calls, wherein in few sessions, we'll be taking only the questions. In few sessions, we'll be giving you activities. We'll be creating a theme for that entire week and giving activities, which is also referred to as a parent-a-thon, which we also have it in the other course bundle. And sometimes we might invite few experts and give them a specific topic on the requirement of all the parents, and we will give them the content and we'll ask them to speak on our behalf. That's what we do. So the weekly mastermind support calls could be of any of these three things what I mentioned. And 1 year of membership, Okay, irrespective of what is the age of your child, you already got into that commitment of 1 year, because I expect you to give me a 1 year commitment. I'm going to commit to you. Whatever I can do from my end, I'm going to commit to you. I'm going to be there in every step of your journey. But the least what I'm expecting out of you is I want you to stay connected with all the parameters of at least about 1 year. Okay, it is not going to be like um, once in a while you do everything. Is consistent, persistent effort of not more than around 20 to 30 minutes or max 1 hour in a day. But I want you to stay committed for another 1 year in your journey. So what is the recommended path? So like I've told you, there are about 10 to 11 courses what we have. Okay. And depending on the age, we have different course modules as well. And you can go and start learning from anywhere and everywhere in this portal. Okay. There is no restrictions as such. Okay. Supposing if you want to know anything more importantly about food and nutrition, we have a separate bundle on food and nutrition. If you want to find out on how probably you can manage your child emotionally and socially, we have a separate bundle. Okay, you can go anywhere and start learning from any module as well. But it is my duty to take you through a proper direction. Okay, I want to recommend a particular path with my own experience, what I've seen with a lot of other thousands of parents across the globe. There is a particular path. If you're going to follow that recommended path, probably there is a higher percentage of you getting better results. Okay. So on that note, this is what exactly the roadmap what I've created for you. The first course, what I wanted to go through is an optimized mindful parenting bootcamp recordings. Okay. We have put it in a separate course and given it to you. Most of you probably would have attended this, taken a decision to come into that VIP community, could have probably attended our bootcamp. Okay. But you would have taken the decision on the final day to continue your journey. Though probably you would have not made 100% use of this bootcamp because of your emotional decision, you already come in here. I recommend that you go through step by step, you go through all the teachings what we've given in this bootcamp, and probably it will be a kind of a rehearsal. I mean, it will be revoking your memory. And in case if your spouse is still not attended any of the sessions, that will be an opportunity for him also to get started, because this is done with keeping in mind that you want to get a strong foundation for your child and even your learning in terms of parenting techniques. Okay, go attend that 5-day bootcamp recordings. And another reason why I recommend you to do that is because you're registered. I've taken your address. You already fulfill all the other parameters. We have dispatched your material also. Depending on the place you are from, material might take around 5 days to 10 days or maximum 15 days, depending on which part of the world you're staying in. So what are you going to do till then? Go through bootcamp recording, start making notes. Your ledger is already waiting for you. Your journal is waiting. Start making all the notes and be ready with your sleep, learn technique, template, and also at least about 15 to 20 vision charts to get started with. Okay. And the second bundle, what I recommend is common challenges in parenting. This is one special course bundle what we have added and which is available only in our version 3.0. It is not there in the earlier version. The beauty of this particular course bundle is we have had recordings of all our weekly mastermind support calls and over the years what we have done. And all these sessions are about 1.5 to 2 hours, wherein we have taken around 25 to 30 questions on each session. Okay. But supposing if you have a particular question, you have to attend those sessions live. Even if you don't attend live, you have to go through the recordings. But your question might be only about 5 to 10 minutes. But you need to attend the whole session to find out where is your question. That problem has been taken care here. That issue, whatever challenge what we had, that has been addressed in this particular course common challenges bundle, wherein I have about 1,500 to 2,000 questions. As on date, what I have uploaded in my portal is about 1,500 questions. They're all in different parameters. And I made it easier for you all to go to that particular bundle, find out the answers for whatever challenges you have, and then move forward with your journey as well. The third recommendation what I have you for is a 2020 Parenting for You Methodology Blueprint. This is a session. This is a program. This is one of the main reasons why you joined our program is to get hold of that stimulation kit and give that foundation to your child in terms of photographic memory and the stimulation. And by the time you get your material, you be prepared. You be prepared. Once you get the material, you spread the material in front of you, just get familiar with what is the material all about and stop everything else. Focus on mastering in how to handle the material and the methodology. Material with the right methodology rather. Okay. Until you become confident of learning the right methodology, don't break your head. Don't get into any other course bundles. Finish off this because this is going to be one-time learning. Of course, once you start implementing, you'll be getting a lot of doubts, and we'll be coming back here every now and then and redirecting you to proper direction. Even if you're lost track, we'll be bringing you back. But your focus is essentially to understand how the material and the methodology can be implemented, because this is something what you have to be implemented no matter what on a regular basis. Every day it will take not more than about 5 to 10 minutes. Make sure that this has been done. This is one of the issues with which you've taken up the program. Okay. And the fourth recommended course is Know Your Child's Developmental Milestones. This is something what we have created recently, and it's going to be giving a clear idea of the complete developmental milestones. The fifth one is Emotional and Social Blueprint. The sixth one is Multiple Intelligence with Games and Activities. And seventh one is Rhythm of 2020 Parenting Framework. The eighth one is Food and Nutrition Bundle. The ninth one is Homeschooling with the Phonics Blueprint. And the 10th one is Parent-a-thon. The 11th one is Live Classes, Weekly Mastermind Support Call. All this is worth around 80,000 rupees, which we have given it to you just for about 17,999 at the point of me recording this video. Okay. So whenever there is a price revision, we'll also keep updating, and you will all get to know whenever there is a price revision. Okay. So the first course bundle, I'll just spend 1 or 2 minutes on each of this course and to make you understand what is this all about. So this is a boot camp, what you already attended. There are 5 days. We had 5 different topics. The first topic was getting into the right mindset of being super productive parent. And that's so. This is something what is common in all of your learning. Before you get into any assignment, before you get into any of your learning through any of your portals, the first thing what you need to do is get into the right mindset. Sometimes what happens, people get started, maybe after 2-3 months. Even recently, I had a question from one of my parents who were asking in the community that, is there anyone who is not getting the results in this methodology? Okay, I tried it for some time. Initially, my child was showing interest, but unfortunately, the child is not showing interest. How many of you are facing this challenge? In my opinion, that should be a wrong mindset, because you should not be in a position to relate yourself to a person who has not got a results. You have to relate yourself to a person who has got a result. That is what is the right mindset all about. So the right way of approaching this is, how many of you have got everything right? I just want to take your inputs and probably change and fine tune my methodology and start getting the good results. Okay. So all this will happen through the mindset. Okay. That's the reason why we focus so much on that particular topic on the day one. So get into the right mindset, make your emotional goal, try to keep your mind open for a constant learning for the next at least 1 year and get started. And the day 2, day 3, as you all know, subconscious parenting and sleep learn technique. And there is still a lot of work which is yet to be done, which is still you need to be accomplishing. At least create around 15 to 20 vision charts for your child. And every 1 month or maybe a couple of months down the line, you will be reshuffling these charts and you'll be adding many more charts as well. Roughly probably around 150 charts also you can create. Even today we have a couple of charts which are hanging all over our place, and the charts are talking to us. It's amazing. I hope you understood the concept, but it's only the time for you to bring it to plan of action. And before you get started, there is also like 4th day, we have given you the concept of stimulation with use it or use it. I'll talk to you a little more about it when you get started with the material, the methodology, but make sure that you just have a recap of all this 5-day bootcamp learning, and then you get into common challenges parenting. I hope all of you remember, before I started this video, I told you that you're going to be creating a journal. Okay. In the journal, if I had to just go back, the first thing what he had done was top 5 burning issues and questions. The reason why I asked you to list down your 5 top burning questions and challenges and your issues is, you have something in your mind. And I'm sure that every issue, every address, every challenge has been already addressed in our portal. But I want you to bring the dedication through some kind of a carrot. Okay, you have these 5 challenges. Let's see how we have addressed these 5 challenges before you start with your learning in our bundle. So whatever the questions you've written down, it's time for you to start searching the answers for it. Okay, and you will not be delaying the process if you're going to get into these common challenges in parenting. Okay, because there is not a single question or an issue or a challenge which is not addressed. Everything has been taken care here. We have activities for children. We have, if your child is adamant, stubborn, saying no, and oppositive for everything, there is a separate module. Anger, tantrum, hitting, biting, shouting, aggressive. we have a separate model. Baby mouthing, the baby is keeping everything into the mouth. This might be more relevant for maybe 6 months to 1.5-year-old children. We have a separate module. Communication, listening skills, we have a different module. Communication due to lack of speaking and language development, we also have a separate model. And how do you make them disciplined? How do you make them responsible? We have a separate module. Emotions, cranky. If your child is very cranky, maybe crying, whining, thumb sucking, we have a different model. Fear and getting scared. Fear of sound, fear of strangers, fear of darkness. Any questions related to these issues, we have a separate module. On that note, like food and nutrition, gadget addiction, if your child is addicted to gadget, if you want to find out the ways and means how we can get rid of it, we have a separate module. And anything and everything which is not fitting into any of these headings, I've created another separate module calling that general parenting tips. Okay, it could be anything. It could be about some like academics. It could be like whether abacus is good or anything for that matter. So they're all available there. It's very interesting. You just need to go there and look out for the questions and how we have addressed the answers as well. And grandparenting, if any of you are joint family, if you have grandparents, normally there's a pampering and stuff like that. All the questions related to that are available here. Hyperactive, delayed development, autism. We want you to understand the right perspective because most of the cases, parents get confused. The child is not speaking. That could be because of probably the listening skills or maybe the speaking skills, but that they try to relate it to hyperactive or probably autism. Okay, so don't jump the gun. So be clear with your concepts. Okay, go through all the training videos. But if this is one of your challenges, just go into this module. Maybe there are about 5 to 10 or maybe 15 training videos out there. There are questions for which we have answered. When you finish all these questions, it will take you not more than half an hour. You'll be able to develop the right perspective of what is this entire concept all about. Lack of attention span, lack of not focusing, concentration. There is a difference. Did you notice that? Lack of not listening to your commands is one aspect. Lack of attention span is a different scenario altogether. So there is a difference. The questions, my child is not listening to me, that comes under a different module. Lack of attention span, that comes under a different modules. Similar note, making them independent. Schooling, academics, writing, anything to do with how do you start with the colors, how do you start with the alphabets, how do you start with the numbers, everything is what is the right school, what is the right age for the school. My child is not interested in getting into the school, what do? Everything is covered here. This is, I can guarantee you, my dear parents, when you start going through this particular course, what we have, this particular learning bundle, I mean, it's really thrilling. Even if I have to go through all these questions, I've spent hours together compiling everything and cutting them and trimming them down to about 2 minutes, 5 minutes videos. It almost took us about 3 to 4 months. And for everyone whoever is watching this video, who are part of our version 2.0, it is an opportunity for you to relook into it and probably upgrade to yourself for this version 3.0. I mean, only for this particular course, what we are talking about. Okay, because it's not going to be like you have to spend hours together and understanding the concept and going through our recordings 1.5 to 2 hours. Everything is available, which is very crisp and clear. Okay, on that note, we have many other things like sibling rivalry, sleeping issues, socializing skills, stranger anxiety. All the questions related to that particular module will be reflecting only in that bundle. Maybe each one of them will be having about 10 to 15 training videos. Toilet training, we have everything. Okay. So after you finish, and please remember, this common challenges is not something that you go there, spend whole of time there only. Okay, just go there, whatever, make a list of all the questions you have in hand. Just go search for those answers. In case if the answers are not there for your particular question, you can always put those questions in our weekly mastermind support calls, and we'll be taking it up. And this is something what will be changing every week. Every week, I'll be adding few more questions to this bundle. Okay. So keep revisiting it every now and then. It's not like you want to go there, finish off the entire course of common challenges. That should not be the scenario. Go there with an intention of getting an answer for your immediate queries and just come out of it, because there is a lot of other things to learn as well. Whenever you have a doubt, just go search for it here. If it is not there, put it in our weekly mastermind support calls. We'll take up the questions, and that question also will be added to this particular bundle, age relevant. Okay. And after this, okay, maybe your 5 questions, I presume that your 5 top questions, burning issues have been answered. Finish that. And now, by the time you do all this, okay, you've gone through the bootcamp recording and you also spend some quality time in understanding these common challenges. by now you would have received the material. Okay. Initially, remember, I told you that it might take around 10 days to 15 days max. So by now, probably you would have received the material. Now it is the time for you to get started with the methodology, the material and the methodology. Okay. The kit, what you have, it's got about 800 flashcards, and we're going to be giving you the complete support system till you finish this material. Okay. Some people do it very regularly. They're going to finish it within about 6 to 7 months, but some people might take a little longer period of time. It depends on your consistency with which you're going to continue this process until you finish this material, whatever the issues. Okay. We will be there. We don't mind conducting many sessions only meant for answering those queries relevant to material and the methodology. Okay. And initially, when you got in, like I mentioned, you're already part of a WhatsApp group. And this WhatsApp group, one particular WhatsApp group, what we have is called as onboarding. And initially for a period of about 30 days maximum, I'll be accommodating you in that WhatsApp group wherein you will be able to interact and clear all your doubts, because I do understand you've come in new to our community and you have probably still have many questions what requires a lot of insights. And I'm going to give you a live support there. So you'll be part of this onboarding WhatsApp group. You can post all your queries. Once we know that you are on autopilot, you got the hang of how this entire program is working out, then there is another program, another WhatsApp group through which we'll be communicating. Okay. Because WhatsApp is really disturbing. Okay. So you'll also get fed up with too much of conversation. So we want to keep this limited to only 1 month. And the fourth priority is going to be child's developmental milestone. This is something which we also started very recently, since about 2 months back. And here we have taken all age relevant developmental milestones into consideration. We have done it so carefully. We got hold of one of very prominent educationist, Mrs. Avanti Suresh, and we gave her the content. We asked her to prepare the whole content with her inputs. We also gave her the input. She's done a wonderful job. So this entire module is based on what she's done: 0 to 3 months, 4 to 6 months, 7 to 9 months, 10 to 12 months, 1 to 2 years, 2 to 3 years, 3 to 4 years, 4 to 5 years, and 5 to 6. Okay. At this point of time, at the time of recording this video, we've already completed 3 to 4 years of milestones, and 4 to 5, 5 to 6 is still pending, which I'll be doing it in the next couple of weeks. And after that, we are planning to take it up even up to 12 years. 7 to 8. I mean, let's see how we probably would go about. I don't want to commit on that as of now, but we have many things which will be coming on the way as well. And the fifth priority, in my opinion, is emotional intelligence and social intelligence blueprint. Okay. This is a cream. Okay. We have Dr. Lalita Appachu, who is a very eminent speaker when it comes to emotional intelligence in children. And she's given us many wonderful sessions in the past, and she'll be coming with many more sessions in the future as well. Like here, we have divided this entire course into 2 groups, part 1 and part 2. Part 1, we are going to be giving it to those parents with children below the age of 2 to 2.5 years. And part 2 will be given to those parents above the age of 2 to 2.5 years, because it might not be relevant. Like, for example, potty training and maybe good touch, bad touch, sexual abuse. Those things might not be relevant to small kids like 6 months, 1 year and all that. So that's the reason why we have taken that and put it in a separate emotional intelligence blueprint, and we have called it part 2. So what are the topics? Coping up with the profession and the parenting. This is common for everyone. If you're a professional, if you have your career, and if you're trying to balance your profession with your parenting, what is the biggest challenge what you need to address? How can you cope up with your profession along with your parenting? Because both are important, right? So emotionally, how do you make sure that your child is emotionally secure in this toxic world? The world is by default negative, right? I've already told you in the 4th day of my boot camp. So how do you make it positive for your child? Sibling rivalry. Sibling rivalry is a normal phrase used in parenting, but we will show you how you can convert the sibling rivalry into sibling bonding. Sounds interesting? Please go ahead and find out what is in store in that particular video model. Rising and nurturing. What is the difference between rising and nurturing? Protecting your child from sexual abuse, teaching them to yell and tell, helping children to love themselves, getting your potty trained. In case if you have a specific issue of how do I get rid of my diapers and how do I potty train my child, there is an exclusive training video which is done by Mrs. Rajeshwari. Please go and watch it. Alternative to punishment. Punishment is very much required in today's day and age. But what is the alternative? maybe you would have got used to certain punishments, but how do you bring in the alternative and make it interesting and make it more reachable to the child as well? We have a separate video and assessing your child's emotional well-being. Okay. And on the similar note, we also created this multiple intelligence blueprint. This is my favorite because this is where my learning went from one stage to different multi-layered stages, because that's when I realized my children, both of them are totally different. Every human being, at least he'll be having 1 to 2 different intelligence levels. There are more than about 9 to 10 intelligences according to scientists Harvard Garner. And every child is a package of 3 to 4 multiple different intelligences. It could be musical, visual, verbal, logical, bodily, kinesthetic, interpersonal, naturalistic, spiritual. The list goes on. But every child, dominantly, it is basically has the potential to have 3 to 4 intelligences. Your job as a parent is to identify what is that particular intelligence that your child possesses. Once you understand what is that intelligence, and you can start working upon developing that intelligence, and rest of the things will fall in place. For example, in my case, my daughter's intelligence is art and craft, and she's into verbal intelligence. And my son is more into logical intelligence as well as physical intelligence. So what works for my daughter will not work for my son. What works for my son might not work for my daughter. So I need to know what are their intelligences. Once I know the theory part of it, then I need to figure out how I can engage them in day-to-day activities so that particular intelligence is getting developed stronger compared to the other as well. And 7th preference is rhythm of 2020 parenting. This is one such beauty by Mr. Shubha Joshi. The reason why I put this actually in the 7th priority is because when you go to our common challenges, most of the questions which are taken there are addressed by Mr. Shubha Joshi. Okay, so I thought maybe it might get monotonous when you're going through this bundle. This is like a complete Bible or Gita or Quran, whatever you can call it, if you want to call it in any of these terms. Everything required for your all-round development is available in this. Okay, because every bit of thing what you get started with your child, that needs to be having a rhythm. That is what is our the main phrase what we use is the 2020 parenting for you, rhythm of 2020 parenting, right? So starting with how do you develop the sleep rhythm, how do you bring in that mealtime rhythm, how do you bring in that activity-based rhythm? In everything else, whatever you want to do, there is a rhythm. A rhythm for academics, rhythm for art and music, rhythm for athletic activities, outdoor activities, storytelling, kitchen. How do you like it? You just take your child to the kitchen, you do rest of the work in your kitchen. You can also convert your kitchen into your learning lab. Sounds very interesting. Go figure out yourself what is available there. Movements to teach numeracy. If you are one such parent who wants to focus on developing the mathematical skills or the logical skills of your child, this is something what you need to do. Go and find out how it can be done through proper movements and bringing in numeracy as well. Handwritten rhythm, language development. So all these things are available. So there are about 11 courses with one introduction, 10 different rhythms with one introduction, and you have to finish this. I mean, you give me your opinion after you go through this rhythm of 2020 parenting. Food and nutrition, again, age 11, 0 to 6 months, 6 to 24 months, 2 years plus. Here we have Mrs. Anita Narayan Murthy, who is a very popular dietitian in Bangalore. And we also have contribution from Dr. Lalita Apachu with a lot of content. And we will be coming up with many more insights from different people. And this is very interesting. So we have even many questions are already available in common challenges. But if you are such parent who wants to understand the concept, go through this whenever you have free time, then your questions will be automatically answered by themselves. And this is one package which I've given it only for parents with children above the age of 2 years, because that is the time you'll be getting into a little bit of exposure you require on how to identify a school and how you're going to engage your children at home with certain activities, bringing in that academic elements. So you will be finding this interesting only if your child is more than 2 years. So the first training video will help you in getting started with the schooling and what are the different options available, wherein we highlight on what is different boards available as in today in Indian scenario. And if you are one such parent who wants to go a little bit out of your way and contribute with a little bit of homeschooling, you can start your You can try out your hand with that also. And there are a lot of resources which is given to us by Dr. Lalita Pachu. They're all free. Okay. They're included in your gold membership. Go find out how you can probably bring in that academics interest in your child through this homeschooling. And we also going to give you an introduction of phonics. What is the need of phonics? How we can probably achieve it? And what are the different methods? Okay. We have an introductory video there. And once you go through this bundle, if you convince yourself that you can put in additional half an hour to 1 hour time with your child on a daily basis, I would also recommend you to go and explore what is available for you in a phonics mastery. That phonics mastery is not part of this gold membership because you require a separate material for it. I've not included that in our package because it is only, it will be useful only if you are a parent with a 2.5-year-old children and above. And more importantly, you should be having that interest to spend that half an hour, 45 minutes extra. Okay. It's not for everyone, but if you are such parent, if you want to try out your hand in phonics mastery, the good news what I have for all of you is the course is going to be totally free for you. You're not going to be paying anything extra for the course, but you just need to manage to get the access to the material. Okay. We have had a contact with the CFTR, I mean, with the Dr. Lalita Pachu and her institute, and she is ready to give the material to you with an MRP, but the course is going to be totally free of cost. You're not going to be paying anything for the course. The course content is already available with us, and all that you need to do is get hold of the material, and you can start doing the phonics mastery also through this course. Okay. Anyway, this is not compulsion, only for those parents who are willing to go ahead and grab this opportunity as well. The final one, what I have here is a parent-a-thon. This is very interesting. This we started in the last year. We came up with this parent-a-thon concept only keeping in mind, in spite of our creating that focused content for all you parents, there are still some parents who might require a little bit of hand-holding. Okay, because they might find it difficult to get on to autopilot mode. So they might require a little bit of push or maybe a little bit of encouragement. So that is what we want to bring in here. So we expect all of you to get on autopilot maybe from the first or the second month or latest by third month. But in case if you're finding it difficult, don't worry, we are there. So we're going to conduct something called as a parent-a-thon, which is going to be a weekly theme-based activities. Every week we're going to come up with a theme. We're going to give you a concept. We're going to explain to you how probably you have to get into the mindset and understand the concept. And we're also going to give you a list of activities what probably you can implement during that particular week. So when we start this parent-a-thon, it will non-stop go for about anywhere between probably 10 to 15 weeks. So that's roughly around 3 to 4 months. Non-stop. Once it gets started, you should be there, putting your attendance in each one of our weekly sessions live, and we'll be giving you different things what you can accomplish. Okay, we have already finished one parent-a-thon, the recording of which are available here. You can go through it for your reference. But when I'm going to launch a new parent-a-thon, I'm going to take off all this recording and I'm going to be bringing in only the live experience, because it is more for the action takers. Okay, you have to get into the pace along with me. Okay, so these are all the courses what we have. Finally, the 11th one is live classes. Please remember, whatever the sessions we schedule on a weekly basis or any other event as well, all those live classes are going to be scheduled in this particular course. Okay, all that you need to do is go inside that live class bundle, and there'll be around 5 to 6 the recording versions of previous sessions, which will be always available here. We'll not be deleting it. Whatever the recordings will be there, at least for about 6 to 7 weeks, I'll be keeping it alive there. And whatever in future, whatever the sessions I'm coming up live, they also will be available here. Okay, I'll just take you through this portal experience as well. Okay, so I've come to the end of this path. Okay, it is up to you now how we want to take it forward. I would recommend you to follow this particular path I've given you. And before I wind up, I want to show you a little bit of exposure on how this okay, when you log in, what happens? Okay, so I've created a dummy account here. So before you log in, this is how this portal is going to look. There are many courses like gold membership packages and silver membership, trial membership, common challenges, whatever I have in this portal, everything is available here, which has got a price tag as well. So don't get confused. So you're still only looking at the dashboard. So what happens once you log in? Once you log in, let me log in here. I'm showing you how the login process is going to go. Once you log in, again, you'll land up in the same page. Okay, this is where normally parents get confused. I logged in, still I can see all the course bundles, the packages, which is asking me to make a payment. Okay, so by it is asking me to make payment, I have already become a gold member. So don't get worried. Okay, what you have done is, again, you're logged in, you come into our dashboard, you have to go to my courses. I hope you're all able to see, which is there on the right hand top corner. There is something called as a my courses. This is a web portal, what I'm showing you. If you're using an Android, there'll be something called as a library, which will be on the top, okay, which will be at the bottom left. Okay, so you can either choose to go into library, or if it's a web portal, you have to get into my courses. So what happens when you click on this my courses, then whatever the courses which we have allocated to you, those courses only will be reflecting here. What it means is you have complete access to these two courses through your membership. The other courses are available in our portal, but right now, these are the two courses which we have given it to you. So whatever we had committed to you, those courses have been already given to you, and it is reflecting in your portal. So for example, if you take up this gold membership package, okay, this is how it's going to look from inside. So all this, whatever I've told you, 2020 parenting methodology blueprint is there, common challenges is there, developmental milestones is available, rhythm of 2020 parenting, emotional and social blueprint, multiple intelligence, and food and nutrition, homeschooling, parent-a-thon, and optimized boot camp. Okay, this also is available, and live classes. Okay, this is where you have about 11 courses in this particular package. And when you click on those live classes, something like this is going to open. Okay, on the left hand side, you can see all the training videos which is already made available here. So what it means is, on 2022 December 3rd, I have had a session on weekly mastermind support call that is still available here. Okay, similarly, on 11th of December, we had another session which is still reflecting here, and you can just click on that. You can start learning. So probably the class is ended, but if you're going to probably go through the recording stuff, it will be, the recording also will be made available there. You'll be able to watch them. Just one moment. Okay, so you'll be able to watch the recordings as well. And there is something called as upcoming in the bottom. Okay, you can see at the bottom, there is one session which I've scheduled on 22nd of January. Today's date is 19th of Jan 2023. On 22nd of Jan, I've scheduled a session which is already reflecting here. So what I mean is, so when you are part of a VIP community, whenever we schedule a session, a live session, you will be intimated through mail, you will be intimated through push notifications through web portal, and also push notifications through the app, what we have. And we will also be sending you the WhatsApp messages. Okay, but I don't want to guarantee you on our further communication on WhatsApp platform, because we have had our previous experiences wherein our WhatsApp numbers are going to be blocked, because we have more than around 5,000 active parents, and we keep sending messages to them on a broadcasting. Sometimes due to the algorithm what WhatsApp is following, they might consider our numbers to be spammers, and they might block our phone numbers. So I don't know, because we are still not clear about what is the kind of rules and regulations WhatsApp might come up in the future. So I recommend all of you to get notified through our portal itself, which is all automated. Once I schedule a session, you'll be intimated. Once I schedule a session, immediately you'll be getting a email notification and also a web notification. And I would have scheduled around 2 to 3 reminders, usually 2 reminders, maybe 6 hours before the session starts and 1 hour before the session starts. You'll be getting 2 reminders before the session actually starts. Once I start the session, you'll also get another reminder saying that this particular session is already started. Okay, the meeting doors are open. It is time for you to go and join the meeting. Okay, so all this has been done at the back end. Everything is automated. And if there is any issue with your portal, maybe it is due to your system configurations or maybe your system compatibility and stuff like that, in which case I recommend that you take some technical help from anyone in your family who is probably used to these kind of online stuff. Okay, so that's it. What I want to do now is, anyway, let me take you back to my PPT. Live sessions, I finished it anyway. And once again, let me repeat the recommended path. Start with the optimized mindful bootcamp recordings. Then you get started with the common challenges. Get rid of those 5 burning issues, what you have in your mind. Then you jump into methodology blueprint. That is your agenda. Come what may, you finish it, then only move into any other learning. Know your child's developmental milestones, emotional and social blueprint, multiple intelligence, rhythm of 2020 parenting, food and nutrition, homeschooling, phonics blueprint, parentathon, and finally, you'll be looking into live classes as well. This is the recommended path. However, let me reiterate the fact once again, the choice is totally left to you. Okay. And my recommendation is don't go and get stuck in a particular course. Okay. Because you will be requiring the insights from all the elements. Wherever possible, try to go approach these common challenges and come up with a solution for your questions. And whenever you have free time, start learning through other courses as well. But my suggestion is don't spend more than a couple of hours in a day for learning, because no price for learning. The price is only when you start implementing. So limit your learning to not more than 20 to 40 minutes max. Okay. And whatever you understand in this 40 minutes, there'll be many, many bulb-on moments. Make a note of all interesting things which you feel that you are relating to your child, and start implementing them, then keep moving forward. That should be the habit what you're going to create every day. It's not about once in a blue moon. Every day you need to stay consistent and persistent in your learning and implementing. Okay. So let's get started with the action plan. Finally, applied knowledge is power. I hope all of you make a note of this. It has to get into your subconscious mind. So what are the action plan? What is required at this point of time? Start with the journal. Step number 1. Step number 2. Write down your emotional goal with a daily commitment of minimum 20 to 40 minutes of learning. You need to do that once you open the journal. Step number 3, write down 5 burning issues what currently you are facing. Okay. Step number 4, search for the answers, whatever the burning issues and challenges you have, search for the answers in the common challenges bundle. And step number 5 is going to be revisiting the 5-day bootcamp recording before you start with the material. Once you receive the material, start with the material. Okay. Keep rest of the thing aside, start with the material. And I will have another video in the methodology blueprint itself, how probably you can get started with the material. On that note, I'm going to say goodbye to all of you. All the very best. Happy learning, happy parenting. God bless you all. Thank you.